What's going on, everybody? Caleb back with a competition by reviews like a sir. Now, I really didn't want to do this. I really didn't. But apparently, some people did not like my personal opinion, which, keep in mind, opinions are not always based in fact. My opinion, ooh, I'm real sweaty. Sorry, guys, it's Texas. It's always hot. But no, opinions not always based in fact, in my opinion, does not have to please everyone. Now, that being said, I decided to do a competition, okay? I just uploaded the Bonza. I'll post it either up there or at the end of the video over here. But this is going to be part one. Now, what this competition is, it's a competition between the drop, the dead rabbit, and the Bonza. Why those three? Well, the drop and the dead rabbit are already compared quite often. There's even going to be a collab. It's going to be called the Drop Dead. I'm going to get that hopefully when it comes out. But the Bonza is because during all of the hate being or half hate, half support for my opinion, even though people were telling me it was wrong or why I might have been wrong. During all that, people were saying they're both the dead rabbit, the drop, they both suck. Try the Bonza. So I tried the Bonza, did a review on it, and I decided that I'm not going to change my personal opinion, but I will admit a lot of it was aesthetics. I did not like the aesthetics of the drop. I really didn't. So this competition is going to be taking aesthetics out of the picture. I'm going to be putting two different builds and testing the squonkability of all three of these. I'm going to be putting the same exact dual coil setup in each and every dripper. I'm going to rate it. Okay? They're going to get a 4, 3, or 2 rating in that round. That's going to be based off of the ease of build, in my opinion, and the flavor. Okay? They should all have the same build. This is going to be about a week-long process where I do nothing but vape on each of these every day. And then I'm going to come back. I'm going to talk about how easy it was to build on them and my thoughts on the flavor of each. Okay, that's going to be the dual coil section. Okay? The next section is going to be the squonkability and the single coil ability. Now, I know that a lot of people are going to say, well, the drop's not a single coil RDA. Well, guess what? I had plenty of people telling me, you could do this, you can do that for single coil. Well, we're going to try it. We're going to try it. We're going to see if it is versatile enough to stack up there with two RDAs that are both dual coil and single coil compatible. We're going to see. So, part one is going to start here in just a sec, but I got an announcement. I'm going to do a giveaway. Each part is going to be rated on that scale. So, this is not a re-rating. My personal ratings still stand, but in this competition, we're going to be weighing part one, flavor, build quality, ease of build. Okay? They're each going to get a rating. Part two, squonkability. How well does it squonk? And single coil ability. Flavor off a single coil. It's going to get a rating from 4, 3, or 2. Whichever one gets last place after all of that, after both videos, after all 4 categories are pitted against each other for all 3 of these. Whichever one gets last place, no matter which one it is, no matter how much I spent on it, I'm going to be giving it away. So, without further ado, let's dive down low and watch me put a build in these sons of bitches. See you guys in just a sec. Alright, so for test number 1, I have freshly cleaned every single one of our 3 contenders. As you can see, nothing on the build decks. And what I have here are 6 dual core fused Clapton 6 wraps on a 4mm inner diameter. I'm going to be installing 2 of these in each of these. We're going to be doing the dual coil test first. So, without further ado, let's get the build going because I don't want this to be any longer than it has to be. You'll see all 3 of these get built in our montage. That's one down. On to the next one. That's number 2. And that's build number 3. So I'll see you guys back on top to vape it and give it its number rating. And we are back up top. And to y'all, this will feel like 2 seconds. To us, it has been a whole week.
Or almost a week, not quite a week yet.
Since I recorded the beginning and then did the build. So, rating time.
Supplies.
And if you're wondering, yeah, supplies. I was originally going to do this by myself, but we found out some interesting things that we will mention in just a sec. 2 things. 1, if you're wondering why we're in the car, currently our living situation is a little weird. We moved back to our original hometown for 2.5 months because the job situation wasn't doing so well. And
that's my vape.
you set it down somewhere. It's right there. And two, if you're wondering why
ketchup.
I'm turned like this, it's because I can't show you what company I work for. They don't like it. They will not enjoy it, but I'm getting off work, so I wanted to record. All right, so been about a week, a little bit less, maybe a little bit more. I don't know. We don't keep track of time very well. And
all of my days run together. Sorry, guys.
We've each used each of the RDAs for a significant amount of time.
Some more than others.
Which we'll get to in just a sec. And now we're going to go over our thoughts on each in no particular order. So, I think we'll go with the order I did the builds in, which I believe it was Bonza, Drop.
Dead Rabbit was the last one you built on.
And Dead Rabbit. Okay. So, thoughts on the Bonza. What are your thoughts on the flavor and just talk.
First, before we go any further, Cloud Productions. I'm a fan.
Rolling down the window real quick to get some of the vape out.
Okay. As y'all know, I don't like RDAs. I've said this several times. I'm pretty sure I said it in the drop, or I wasn't in the drop video, was I?
No, you weren't in the drop video, but you were in the...
I was taking a shower and getting ready for bed.
You had just gotten home from work.
Oh, that's what video that was.
People were complaining
like,
that you were...
lost their crap over the fact that I was just randomly in the video.
Because you were side conversation. Anyways.
You're right. Okay.
But she did say in the Squeezer video that she doesn't like RDAs.
I said in the Squeezer video and I said in the Dead Rabbit video, I do not like RDAs at all. And there's things that everybody else like just absolutely loves about RDAs that I just can't stand. Like that little bit of spit, it's not like spit back, but that little bit of juice you get on your tongue grosses me out. I can't deal with it. I think it's disgusting and it makes me uncomfortable. So, just before we go any further, I don't like RDAs.
Or didn't.
That being said,
the Bonza.
Wait, no, I want this fry.
Anyways, the Bonza. We're getting off track. The Bonza.
I've been using, for the most part, I've been using this RDA almost the entire time. Caleb's used it sometimes, but I mean, I vaped off the other two before, so I already know how that goes, and I don't like them.
She's used the other two in this week-long process, but she's stuck primarily to the Bonza. I've used all three. I'm
obsessed.
Relatively.
I absolutely adore this RDA. Keep in mind, that's still coming from the standpoint, I don't like RDAs, but I have used this basically all week.
Okay, so that's her thoughts on the Bonza. We'll give the ratings for these for this part of the video, or for this video segment at the very end. Or I'll give my overall ratings after we confer.
I'll give my overall ratings too.
Okay, so my thoughts on the Bonza. It has a center post design instead of like the drop-in posts that the Rabbit and the Drop have, but it's also very, very easy to build on. And that center post is honestly the reason that there's not as much spit back. The coils are closer to the walls, but you still get just as much flavor, if not more so than certain other ones. So that's just my general thoughts on the Bonza. Now next, the Drop. The Drop.
The Drop is okay. Again, like I previously said, the little bit of spit back grosses me out. I can't deal with it. But the flavor off of it, I enjoy. I will give it credit. I do enjoy the flavor off the Drop. Not quite as much as the Bonza, but it's up there. If something happened to my Bonza, I'd probably vape off the Drop.
That's her thoughts. The Drop, in my opinion...
My unprofessional opinion, sorry.
No, you have an opinion. Yours is an unbiased opinion as well.
Mine's a 2-year-old opinion.
So, the Drop. The build deck on it was honestly the easiest to build on. If you have wire snips, that's a caveat. You don't have to pre-cut your leads. I had to in the video because I do not have wire snips. My mother broke them. I said that in a previous video. I'll see if I can find it. But it's the easiest to build on. It is honestly, a beginner could pick it up and just drop in his coils, position them the way he wants, and be done in 5-10 minutes max. And that's a beginner. The coils aren't directly underneath the mouthpiece. A lot of people told me put them directly underneath and put them closest to the center. Some people said put them closest to the airflow. I did what I felt was best and put them about halfway even. It has the best flavor, in my opinion. Now, her taste buds gonna be different than mine. We're averaging these. I'm listening to her side of the story, and we're averaging. So keep that in mind at the very end when I give my ratings. Okay, so easily the best build deck. Easily the best flavor, in my opinion, so you probably already know what I'm going to give it, but I said the same things in my drop video. It had good flavor, it's easy to build on. Anyways, to the Dead Rabbit.
Okay. I will always have a place for the Dead Rabbit in my heart. Let me tell you why. I hate vaping on the Dead Rabbit. Before we go any further, I hate vaping on the Dead Rabbit. I don't enjoy the flavor.
It spits back the most.
It spits back the most. But if y'all are on the Wicks and Coils page on Facebook, I made a huge deal. That was the very first RDA, very first anything I ever built on. It was kind of difficult from the standpoint of, like I said, I'd never built on anything before. So it was kind of hard me trying to configure, I need to trim the wires this much so I can, but like I picked it up and I built on it. I mean, it wasn't a great flavor.
But I wasn't there. She did this while I was at work.
I just randomly said, hey, I'm going to use the wire. I'm going to build on this. I just want to see what I can do. So I will always give it credit for that. But it easily, out of the three of these, I think it's my least favorite. I love it just because...
I mean, it's what's sitting on here right now, just because I wanted to make sure I used it just as much as I used the other two. But that's why it's on there, not for... Okay, finish your thoughts.
I also very much, and keep in mind, this is from a very girly standpoint, I love the color. I love that blue. I don't know if y'all saw my Puma in the Puma video. But it matches my Puma. That's it.
Alright, my thoughts. The build deck. Honestly, okay, so the Bonza is the build deck that all of the older, more experienced vapors are going to enjoy. It was still easy, which means it's good for beginners. It was intuitive. It was easy to build on, but it's going to be a lot of nostalgia for older vapors. The drop. The drop is the better version of a drop in your coils deck.
Drop.
That's why it was called the drop. It is easily the better version of that style of deck. Now, the reason I say that, the Dead Rabbit is hard. The posts are thicker than the drop, so you don't know, you can't barely see if you've got coil or wire hanging down below, and you can't just reach in there and snip those. It's not that easy.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And the deck is real small. Like, look at that. The deck is real small. It's hard to hold on to. So if you don't have it on an RDA, and you're not experienced, it's not easy to hold on to that while you put your build in. It's not. That being said, the flavor, in my opinion, is close to being on par with the Bonza. Now, the reason I say that is because I like the style of vape that this puts off. It is easily just as good and flavorful for that little bit of spitback she was talking about.
That I hate.
As the Bonza's more warm, but no spitback vape. This is not a warm vape. That is a warm vape. This has spitback, so you get more flavor. That does not have as much spitback, if any at all, but it's warmer and denser.
Okay. He says that you don't get as much spitback. It's not that you don't get as much spitback. It's just... It's
caught by the cap, and you can hear it.
Exactly. Like...
It's caught by the cap, though. Now, I didn't have as much spit back in this, but all of the spit back went in my mouth.
Exactly.
Hers did not. So, my overall opinions, just as good a flavor, but the worst of the 3 decks to build on. Now, overall rating. I'm taking her rating and my rating into account for this.
Hang on. I am going to throw out there, that is the only thing I have ever built on. So when I say that was the first thing I ever built on, that's also the only thing I've ever built on, so I don't have a whole lot to go off of.
That's why I did the build deck quality on this one. So, overall ratings. You know, the drop is, it gets the 4. It gets first place in this half, in my opinion. First place. Hands down. My favorite. She liked it decently, just not as much as the Bonza, which is why the Bonza, even though it had similar flavor to the Dead Rabbit for me, gets second place. It gets 3 points in this round. The Dead Rabbit gets last place. It gets 2 points in this round. But I am hoping that the other 2 catch up to the drop, in my opinion, in round 2. But we'll see. I'm not going to be biased about this. We'll see. And just to be unbiased, she's going to be building the single coil in each of the RDAs for part 2.
Oh, Jesus.
Yep, she's going to be doing the builds in
Now,
part 2.
I am going to give you my ratings because I just want to. I feel like, again, from a relatively newbie vapor, I've been vaping 1.5 years, going on 2 years, I think.
5 years for me.
Exactly. Like, he has some significant experience on me.
Almost 6. Almost 6 years.
Yeah, almost 6 years. It'll be 6 years in December.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Obviously, y'all can already tell from the way I talked about the Bonza. Bonza is my number 1. I love the Bonza. So that's gonna get my 4 points. The other 2 are relatively close for second place, but see, this one's really hard because I have some sentimental value in the Dead Rabbit, and I know
this is not about aesthetics or our personal opinion of the RDA's look and stuff like that. This is only flavor for you, build quality, and flavor for me in this round.
Again, like Caleb said, the flavor off of the Dead Rabbit is a good flavor. I just don't enjoy the way it vapes. That being said, I'm going to agree with Caleb, and Drop is in second place, and Dead Rabbit's in third.
All right. You heard it from us. Okay, so this is round 1. Because I'm doing the main ratings on this, and I'm averaging it out, and I'm putting the build deck and build quality in there as well. Drop, Bonza, Dead Rabbit, in that order. Drop gets 4 points, Bonza gets 3, toward the overall giveaway and everything in the ratings, and Dead Rabbit gets 2 points. So, that's been part 1. Part 2 will be in about a week, because we got to have time to test them out. And we will see you guys next time to enter the giveaway. Forgot something. To enter the giveaway, like the video, subscribe, comment your order of the 3, and share the video.
And I think, and this is just my opinion, feel free to correct me.
This is going to be a long video.
Feel free to correct me if you think I'm wrong. But I genuinely would appreciate, because I'm the one who runs the Twitter account, I would appreciate it if y'all would also go follow our Twitter account.
It's at ReviewsLAS.
No, it's not.
It's not? I thought you changed it.
I'll pull it up real quick for you guys.
Considering this is already a 23-ish minute video.
No, I already have pulled it. I'm just waiting for it to load.
Let it load. Let it
Okay.
load.
It is at Reviews. Reviews is capitalized like a sir. Sir is capitalized and review is capitalized. I will put probably not a link because it's a pain in the butt to figure out how to do. But I will at least put our Twitter handle down in the description just for y'all, just so y'all can go follow us on Twitter. I am trying to get better about posting more often, but it's really difficult for me to want to do that when we have no followers. So
that's not part of the giveaway. The giveaway is like, comment your order of the 3 things, and subscribe to the channel. We would appreciate it if you shared the video and you went and followed us on Twitter. But the only 3 things you have to do are those first 3. So, we'll see you guys next time for part 2 and the final conclusion of this and the giveaway. All right? We'll see you guys next time.
Bye, guys.
Peace.